On this video, I'm going to go through the 7 things that make Iowa, right? What does it feel like to do the big events in Iowa? What are those big events? And hopefully you'll grasp something that gives you a better idea of what Iowa is all about. So you've probably heard Iowa is boring, full of cornfields, and there's nothing to do. In this episode, I'm going to rebuttal that commentary, and we're going to go through the 7 things that make Iowa, Iowa. Hey, my name is Darson Grantham. I'm a realtor and an agent here in Des Moines, Iowa. And what we do on this channel is we talk about what it looks like to live in Des Moines. We've lived in Des Moines, all of us have. And what we do is we help people understand what it feels like, what it looks like to live in Des Moines. So I'm from Iowa, full candidacy. All I really know is Iowa. My wife's from Iowa. My whole family is from Iowa. I don't know if I have any relatives that don't live in Iowa. So I'm a little biased, but at least I'll know the good things that make Iowa, Iowa. So that's what I'm going to share. So first off, we have what I've got on the list is the 80-35 concert. I don't listen to music much. I know I'm one of those weirdos. I listen to a lot of business podcasts, realtor podcasts. But if you are a music nerd buff that really wants to see the first of the first, or you want to have your non-standard big concert, this is your outdoor, it's not a festival, but it's pretty darn close to being that festival. And it's very good. I've heard a lot of good things, a lot of up and coming bands that go to it. It's become, more corporate as more money has flowed into it. But it's your hot summertime concert, big series. Next on the list is the Iowa State Fair. This is a massive event, one of the top 5 state fairs in the United States. No questions asked. Hundreds of thousands of people. There are up and coming concerts. There's old school bands that have been around for years that they go and play on the free stages. And then you have the paid concerts that happen also, beer gardens for the adults. There's also tons of events for kids. It is a true example of the culture and diversity within Iowa. Although the Iowa State Fair is pretty heavy ag related, there are a lot of events. And the more ag related it becomes, the more technology adds to ag, right? So the technology, the up and coming way to do business, it's all in this Iowa State Fair programming is really, really cool. Many people go to the Iowa State Fair and spend almost no money. Many people go to the Iowa State Fair and spend thousands of dollars eating, camping, the rides. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the Midway, which is the roller coaster rides. It's actually one of the events that my wife and I have made it a point to go to every year since we've gotten together. Next on the list is the Arts Festival. It is a couple-day event, and it's right by the Nationwide building downtown on Grand and Locust, the sculpture park. It has kid-friendly booths where the kids can do little crafts and the adults can have an adult beverage. Arts Festival brings, 200,000+ people every year since it's moved downtown. And it is it's an event that my wife and I and kids have been to a couple times. It's not something we go to every single year, but we also, to be real candid, we're not spending thousands of dollars on artwork. I don't know the art scene very well. It's not in my blood. I greatly appreciate that artwork. It is mind-blowingly cool. Some of it don't really understand, but hey, that's called art, right? I absolutely think if you're moving to Des Moines, you love the art scene, this is a must-attend event. If you're super artsy in the art world in your area, and you attend this, it's going to feel a little too corporate for what you want. There's other maybe smaller art galleries that you need to connect with, art communities you need to connect with. But this is the the master big event that happens in Des Moines regarding arts. Next on the list is the downtown farmers market. Each suburb has its own farmers market, and they're great to attend. But this one that is downtown is massive. People that are local make it a point to buy their produce, their fresh produce at the farmers market. And that is a scene that has been growing and growing and growing in Iowa, is locally produced goods, whether that's produce, whether that's meats, whether that's arts, whether that's beer, big one there. A wheatgrass shot is usually one that I always get. And for whatever reason, I love the taste of grass. I don't know, call me a cow. And it's something that if you are close to downtown, it could be something that you go to every weekend, every Saturday. It starts in the May timeframe, goes to October, and it is Saturday mornings. Oh man, I think they start at 6 or 7. Usually attend it, at least every other week, maybe every third week, depending on what we have going on in our schedule. It's something you can get out to before the heat hits in the summer, and it's just a good, fun spectacle, family friendly, not family, single. If you're looking to mingle and you're single, that might be a good place to go. Meeting a lot of people in the community with like minds. That's also something that's very, it's good to be a part of, whether you are single or you're a family. When you're around people that have like minds, it helps feel at home. I mentioned finding people that think the way you do and have common interests, because when you're looking to move to an area, I would always say connect with local people that know the area, right? That is what our team does. We've helped dozens of people buy properties, hundreds of people buy properties in the Des Moines area. And we love vetting their lives, consulting with their lives to figure out what area of Des Moines makes the most sense. So if you're considering moving to Des Moines or moving from one area to another, please reach out. Our team does this every day. We love helping people find houses, buy, sell, invest, whatever. If you want to find that like-minded person and you think that we are that like-minded person that could help you, or realtors that could help you, please reach out. Information is below. Let's continue on. Next on the list is the Drake Relays. Drake University is kind of just northwest of downtown. Some of the best track and field athletes come to participate and show off their crazy athletic skills. It is a big party around the Drake area. All of the restaurants are always clear full, brings tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people to the area. It's something that I've attended probably 3 or 4 times. The actual relays I've attended 3 or 4 times. The partying and the restaurant and the events that go around with it, done that many more times. One fun fact about the Drake Relays, just to give a perspective of how big it is, 125 athletes that ran at the Drake Relays participated in the Tokyo Olympics. And the track is blue. It is just different. I've never participated, don't get me wrong. Not a track star over here, but it's really cool. Next up, we have the the National Hot Air Balloon Classic. And this is down actually south of Des Moines in Indianola. If you're in the hot air balloon ecosystem, it's huge. If you're not, it's still fun to watch. It's fun to get together with friends, drink a beer on the patio, watch balloons race or do events, or start somewhere and end at the National Balloon Classic, or start at the Classic and end somewhere else, and in a field and in a backyard. Kids love them. Adults love them. They put on a show. It is very entertaining. To buy a hot air balloon, fun fact, I was offered when I walked a house a while back, and the guy had a hot air balloon truck because he stored the hot air balloon in it. I said, what do you sell that with the house for? And just kind of give him a hard time. And he goes, I'd sell it for an extra $30,000. So for $30,000, which, I don't know, it's not like it's mid-level car, you could buy a hot air balloon. Now, you have to learn to run it, but I don't know. I feel like that's something I'll do someday. Who knows? Last but not least, it's by far the most impactful event in Iowa for me in my life. So RAGBRAI, it stands for Registers Annual Great Bike Ride Across Iowa. Iowa in general is bordered by 2 rivers. A group of people wanted to ride from one river to the other. So they did it. They did it in, I don't know how long they did the first year, but now it is 7 days. Each day will average 67 miles of biking, and you'll have a host town, and you'll stop 6 or 7 times throughout the state of Iowa to bike across Iowa. And the thing is, you don't have to do the whole 7 days. You could just do one day of biking, and you just bike 67 miles from one host town to another host town. You stop in towns along the way, and you have good food, you meet good people. It's a huge event. It literally brings in hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to the state of Iowa and to each host town, to each town that it goes by. The one fun fact about it is that my wife and I met on RAGBRAI. We met on the same team, so we spent a week together on RAGBRAI and then kept dating and got married, have 3 kids, have a wonderful family. So it's just really fun to think about RAGBRAI in the way that, like, we wouldn't have our family if it wasn't for RAGBRAI. If you have any events that I missed, please share them in the comments below. If you want to know more about living in Des Moines, click on one of these videos and our channel will tell you everything that you need to know about Des Moines. And if you have any questions about buying property in Des Moines, Iowa, reach out. Our team would love to help. Until next time, see you later.